Cosmic Spider-Man has been here for as long as the 80s, and the iconic Spider-Man version was even initially a temporary power-up for a character. From being a backup plan to achieving thorough greatness, we can agree that Cosmic Spider-Man has grown to become one of the strongest Spidey versions ever. What makes Cosmic Spider-Man so powerful? How could he go from zero to hero? In this video, we'll be studying the life of the Cosmic Spider-Man. Let's get started! If Spider-Man versions could become Greek gods, the Cosmic Spider-Man would definitely be Zeus. This Spider version had tremendous powers that other Spider versions could only dream of. I mean, he even went as far as punching not just Thor, but Hulk into the Earth's orbit. If this isn't raw power, I don't know what is. But just like every powerful hero, tremendous powers come with bigger responsibilities and risks. The price for the tremendous power of the Cosmic Spider-Man will cost him his relationships. Before diving completely into the Cosmic Spider-Man's life, I'd like for us to take a trip down memory lane and establish some fine details before continuing our adventure. Let's track back to the universal entity, Captain Universe. They've been hundreds of Captain Universe dating as far back as the Earth was formed, and each had a singular priority: protecting the Earth. Tracing history, we'll find that even dogs have been bestowed with this galactic role. Since no rule says only humans can be heroes, I'm sure it's perfectly okay for our four-legged friends to sometimes chip in. Becoming Captain of the Universe comes with great responsibility and powers. Mantle holders receive ultimate power from a mystic energy originating from a much smaller micro-universe from Earth. Here it gets interesting. The mystic energy makes the Cosmic Universe selection itself. It finds a suitable match and fills a new entity with max energy, transforming them into Captain Universe. Now that we have the foundation for the Captain Universe identity, you might be wondering, how did Cosmic Spider-Man end up with this huge role, especially from being just a power-up to a major character? Well, it all starts when the King of Deception, Loki, created a surprising alliance between some of the most iconic villains we've ever seen. Think Dr. Doom and Magneto-level villainy. It was actually one of Loki's finest moments, since heroes had become so accustomed to villains that the whole mode was almost like having fun. For the heroes, at least. The idea was to switch enemies to new villains that a particular hero wasn't accustomed to. This was what happened when Trapster was sent after Spider-Man, and yes, everything went splendidly, just as Loki had envisioned. Spider-Man barely survived the fight. Trapster, basking in the light of his recent victory, was almost sure that he'd put an end to the hero when the next day they met. But unfortunately for Trapster, history had other things in store. Peter, trying to maintain his normal lifestyle, was at the university trying to help his professor tap into an unknown power source. Through the experiment, Peter's major fear was that the power would be too much for the school's power line to handle, and his fear wasn't completely unfounded as the machines overloaded and released an insane energy force. Think megavolts. And yes, if you've been following closely, you might have guessed it right. This insane energy force will later be known as the Enigma Force. Being the ever-ready hero, Peter pushes the professor away from harm and takes in the main force of the energy. This marked where everything took a dramatic turn for the web-slinging superhero. Think heightened senses, bulk strength, and flexibility, the mysterious force had made Spider-Man so powerful that beating Trapster was like smacking a naughty child. He could sense everything around him. Yes, he was tremendously powerful, but the power was so much that even his body couldn't handle it. Being able to sense everything around him, he could sense dangers from every part of the city, with instincts tearing at him for where to go first. In Peter's arsenal of new strength was the ability to manipulate matter. He could literally form anything with his web. They could even turn into the strongest metal, adamantium. If you're going with my train of thought, you'll find that this makes him indestructible because adamantium would be able to protect him from damages that would have left him grasping for life. Of Spider-Man's new powers, the absolute best was that he could fly. Yes, he didn't need to slide from building to building anymore. This new power was becoming one of the best things that happened to him. With heightened senses, the ability to fly, and fire energy blasts, super strength, hearing sight, and speed, it's safe to say that Spider-Man was reborn from the energy blast from that experiment. But these new abilities were not a constant source of joy. While it made beating villains a walk in the park, it was a burden that seemed unimaginable. This new reborn self had the power to play God. Should I be doing this now? Should I help him or go to her first? What if she's not meant to be saved? These were some of the questions that were constantly on Spider-Man's mind like clockwork. You see, despite absorbing the Enigma Force from the incident during the experiment, he hadn't unlocked the full potential of his superpowers. Spider-Man didn't know the Enigma Force specifically chose him to become the Captain Universe. As a tremendous entity, the Enigma Force had envisioned the forming of the Tri-Sentinel, thereby choosing Spider-Man to defeat it when the time came. The Tri-Sentinel, or Loki's creation as I like to call it, was a huge threat to not just New York, but the world. Being bound to the Enigma Force, Spider-Man finally learns how far his abilities can actually go, and his new role as Captain Universe. With the full brunt of his strength, Spider-Man defeats the Tri-Sentinel, but at a great cost. Defeating the Tri-Sentinel meant losing his power. Despite his problem with handling so much power, losing something he had begun to get used to was challenging. I mean, think of going from flying to swinging from poles and houses, a major downgrade. While he loses his power, the Cosmic Spider-Man tale doesn't end with defeating the Tri-Sentinel. What happens in a storyline where Cosmic Spider-Man doesn't lose his powers after defeating the Tri-Sentinel? A new Cosmic has tried to envision the series of events that will occur if Cosmic Spider-Man didn't lose his powers after the fight. After the fight with the Tri-Sentinel, Peter finds that he's still bubbling with the energy of the Enigma Force. While he's surprised, he explains to MJ that the power might have decided to stay because of his deep sense of justice. With the threat to New York vanquished, Cosmic Spider-Man becomes a force to be reckoned with. Problems and fights that the Avengers would have had problems with were solved quickly and easily. Cosmic Spider-Man went even as far as winning a Venom battle, solving a global problem. This reborn Spider version was doing everything you could think of, and the city loved him for it. While everything seemed fine outside, Peter was juggling many things, and things were taking a turn for the worst. Being the hero, he didn't open up until things took a turn during his visit to Aunt May. He lost his cool and transformed into Captain Universe, leaving a stunned Aunt May passed out in the living room. Who wouldn't? MJ, having a front seat to the changes happening to Peter, begs him to try to give up the power of the Enigma Force. Despite her constant pleas, Peter keeps changing, even becoming more volatile. MJ leaves Peter just before he fights Thor for failing to convince him to use his powers to make some piece of land more fertile. I'm genuinely not making this up, that's exactly how it happens. Finally, Cosmic Spider-Man lets go of his powers and moves on. He lets the power go, but loses his spider ability. Whoa, what a roller coaster. Just like how most Marvel comics are, especially the what-if versions. There are still various comics about what happens to the Enigma Force among Spider-Men in various Earth planes. The Earth-13 Spider-Man is believed to have kept his powers. This is very understandable when you remember how strong Earth-13 Spider-Man was. A testament to his strength is that Earth-13, also popularly known as Spider Refuge, was a safe place for all other Spidey versions. In this Earth-13 scenario, Cosmic Spider-Man had an air of unwavering confidence, boasting about his godlike abilities. He made it known to everyone, especially the Inheritors, that they would be foolish to challenge him in his domain. Oh, how little did he know that his confidence would soon come crashing down like a meteor shower. Little did he realize that Earth-13 served as his sanctuary, a haven where his extraordinary powers thrived. Stepping outside this universe meant relinquishing his godly might, reducing him to a mere echo of the legendary Spider-Man from Earth-616. As the Inheritors boldly trespassed onto Earth-13, Spider-Man didn't even bother, underestimating the cunning prowess of Solus and his criminal cohorts. However, the tide of battle quickly turned against our hero, exerting immense pressure upon him. In a desperate attempt to defy the odds, Spider-Man cried out, vehemently asserting his status as the mightiest force in the universe. Yet Solus, with his wit sharpened like a supernova, retorted slyly, acknowledging Spider-Man's grandeur, but reminding him that it was limited to this very universe alone. Solus proclaimed himself as a deity whose dominion transcended all realities. Despite the mounting odds, Spider-Man clung to his confidence like a tenacious web, refusing to yield. His defiance proved futile against Solus's overwhelming might. With a swift motion, Solus seized Spider-Man by the face, declaring that the Enigma Force, the essence of Cosmic Spider-Man's existence, was a feeble flicker compared to his omnipotence. The once mighty deity of Earth-13 faced a sad fate as his life energy was mercilessly drained away, leaving him a mere shell of his former glory. It was a sad and disappointing end for a character we all saw as the epitome of coolness and power. Yet the story was far from over, for for destiny had another cosmic twist. Miles Morales, a hero in his own right, would soon find himself entrusted with a formidable cosmic power, carrying the torch of hope into the unknown depths of the universe. Here you have it, everything you need to know about the exciting cosmic Spider-Man. We've come to the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it, do well to click on the like and subscribe buttons. See you in our next video.